Let's talk about what makes BTS's performance of Life Goes On awesome. Hi, I'm Dr. Mark, and I'm going to help you sing and perform more like the top artists around the world. I'm a professional voice teacher, performance coach, and opera stage director. I've helped thousands of singers around the world learn the techniques and methods that got the top singers to where they are. So I haven't watched this yet, and I'm excited to see it. Love BTS because I love their ability to storytell. I also love the different sound colors they get from their voices and the way they express things. I think it's pretty cool. But like you, I've noticed all the international attention they've been getting, and it's been a while since I've reacted at all. And so I'm excited to dive back in talking about BTS here. So as we're talking through here, don't hesitate to comment down below with what you think makes this performance awesome, what you love about them, and what other performances of theirs you think I should react to that I haven't yet. Let's check it out.
세상이 멈춰서 아무런 예고도 하나 없이 봄은 기다림을 몰라서 눈치 없이 와버렸어.
Okay, so what's going on so far? First of all, vocally, it's pretty simple, conversational, comfortable, relaxed, easy. They chose just this sweet sound, right, to kind of pull us into the story. Show us this kind of a mellow moment, mellow song, has a little melancholy color to it and quality, but really he's just keeping that breath flow super consistent, not any strain, no push, no stress, just keeping it super relaxed. Visually, what are we seeing? We're seeing lots of black and whites. We're seeing the mask. I don't think any of us are gonna look at someone in mask the same way ever again. I think we're all going to come out of this with tremendous emotional reactions to seeing someone with a mask on. Anyway, what is the point of background singers, stage elements like trees and a set and lighting? What are all the purpose of those? Well, they're to communicate location, time, emotion, and that's pretty much it, right? Location meaning when is it, where is it, what's going on, and try to put us in the world, the imaginary world that they are living in when they're singing this. And almost immediately, they're in a situation that I think we can all relate to. We can relate to this kind of outdoor courtyard with everyone socially distanced and masked, and it feels like everyone's disconnected and not engaged, and like everything's just kind of gray, right? Not vibrant, not alive, not really living life to its fullest, right? So one of the things I love about BTS, like I said at the beginning, is what excellent storytellers they are. We know exactly the who, what, where, when, why of this story right from the very start. Everything that they're doing is just adding more detail, more context, and then telling us more about what's going on. Okay, other thing I want to point out here is that they're exceptional at is drawing focus to where you're supposed to look, even when there's a bunch of other things going on. Part of that right now is being done by the camera. Cool, but you can also see that it was being done as they're moving on stage, so that even if you weren't just watching from the camera's point of view, you would know where to look. Other thing that I love, side note, is they're different microphones. In this particular context is really cool because that dash of color pulls us right to their face and their mouth where they're trying to be expressive. Again, remember, our top two expressive tools that we have as performers are what we're doing with our eyes and what we're doing when we breathe in our mouth, right? So they're drawing our attention right there. Love it.
아직도 멈추질 않아 전번 구름 보듯 빨리 달려가 그럼 될 줄 알았는데 나 겨우 사람인가 봐 몫이 아프는 세상이란 놈이 준 감기 덕분에 눌러보는 먼지 쌓인 되감기 넘어진 채 청하는 얼박자의 춤 겨울이 오면 내 시자 더 뜨거운 손.
Okay, so there's a few lessons we can learn from what we're just watching and what we've been watching all along. Number one, use levels. What do we mean by that? Is different heights on stage, right? So in terms of people, that means try to put people's faces, heights at different levels. You'll notice when he's walking along, he chose a new level by sitting for a little bit, and then he got up and found a new level by standing again, right? That variety is really useful, really helpful, helps us feel like we're in everyday life. It's also cool in that moment because it looked like he was in the look of a conversation without really engaging in it with, which really kind of matches what's going on with this song, what's being communicated, right? Not really being able to engage with the world around us in a real way. But the other thing that I want to draw your attention to is whoever staged all the extras on stage did an amazing job at that. You'll notice right here under the B kind of window that has B in it with the door underneath, there's someone with their legs crossed leaning against the wall. That's a level that kind of puts them down a little bit, with someone standing. Another person in the foreground with their arm up, which kind of gives us a heightened level. Even though it's not their face on a new level, they're extending to a new place. Then we have people in the background sitting, standing behind chairs, leaning up against things. We have all these different levels. Why is that so huge? Because if you watch everyday life, people are always finding new levels. They're finding something to lean against, sit on, kneel on, sitting on the ground. They use all these kind of different levels. So the more we can do it as performers, the more visually interesting it is and the more lifelike it feels. I'm sorry for stopping so much. There's just so many cool things to talk about. Other thing that we can learn from them is how to freeze pose. You'll watch all these characters. What makes a freeze believable is that the gesture, the thing that you're doing, you need to be in the middle of doing. It can't be stopped doing. It can't be a resting place. You'll notice these people that are pointing, they're part way through a point. They're not all the way to an extended point. They're part way through it. There are people reading a menu. There's people on a scooter that are part way through the action. That's what makes it feel like a freeze and not just a static checkout. When a freeze fails, it fails because people are not in the middle of an action. They've completed one or just sitting there waiting. And it doesn't look like a freeze. It just looks like they've checked out. Not the case here. There's energy, there's potential just waiting there, which builds this tension, and we're wanting it to unfreeze and move forward, right? Which is what makes it so effective. Love it. Okay, other thing I want to point out that you might not notice. When two people start moving and continue moving at the same rate together, the audience perceives them as a single unit of expression. So even though they weren't both singing, our mind, our body still puts them as one expressive unit coming together, right? Then different ones come individually, then they feel like individuals that are starting to join the conversation. But these two, in this moment here, all of a sudden are one consistent unit. They connected there in a way that felt genuine, authentic, so it didn't feel overly staged or formal. It just felt natural, like they met and then are walking together. This is huge because if you have two people enter and moving at exactly the same time, but the music's not calling for that, or they're singing different lines, that's going to feel disjunct. It's not going to feel right. So make sure that if you have multiple people enter, if you don't want them to read as the same thing, the same visual unit, the same person, then you're going to want them coming from different places and starting at different times. Or if they come from the same place, they can come from the same place, but one starts and then one follows after rather than moving in tandem.
사람들은 세상이 다 변했대 다행히도 우리 사이는 아직 곁에 안 변했네.
What? Just looked like there's a portal that opened and he just like emerged from nowhere. How cool is that? How cool is that? Love it. Such a high status way to enter the game. Love it.
끝이 보이지 않아 출구가 있고 하게 되지 않아 잠시 두 눈을 감아 여기 내 손을 잡아 저 미래로 달아나자
Okay, there's got to be some super simple explanation for just what just happened there. Was that all like post-editing stuff? Or was that some kind of stage magic in the moment? Kind of embarrassed, feel like I should know what's going on here and how they're doing this, but I don't. Someone clue me in, because that was cool. Okay? I mean, it's cool, the portal thing where he just kind of appeared out of nowhere is super cool. But like, little glow ball out of his hand that shoots up in magic and unveils a whole world that was once black and white and then comes to like Wizard of Oz Technicolor motion thing all at once? What? 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 Someone tell me how that's happening. I mean, how cool is that? That was unbelievable. That was sweet. Love it. There's a little bird that flew by there a second ago. What? But we're... What? Stage is starting to rise up? Is that what's going on? Yeah, it looks like it. Or is it just the camera angle? I think it's the stage. Sweet. In visual variety. So this has stuck with me for a long time. And it's the idea that a true professional makes something that is very hard look incredibly simple and easy. They just seem like they could have done that all day long. The other side to it is that seasoned professionals also learn to be efficient and not to do more than they need to do, right? To trust everything around them, the entire team, to pull it off. Why? Because they got to keep doing stuff day after day, morning, noon, night, practice, performances, shows. So they can't afford to just waste vocal energy or physical energy. They've got to be efficient. To me, I'm watching this and think these guys are unbelievable in how efficient they are and how expressive they are with just the minimal amount of effort for the maximum amount of result. And I don't mean minimum amount of effort like they haven't worked hard. No, it's not what I'm saying. I know they practice like crazy, but minimum in terms of there was no extraneous waste in movement or vocal expression. It was really pretty stunning. Not to mention, still blown away by what's going on with the costumes going from black and white to color and the whole world going from black and white to color and all these extra elements. Again, someone tell me what's going on here. Comment down below. Don't forget to click like and subscribe. You can book a lesson with me at foundyourvoice.com. I help everyone from beginners to advanced professionals. Everyone who's just wanting to figure out how to use their voice and sing because they've always wanted to but never had the chance, to people who have active tours and recording sessions and need to get their voice into shape so that they can handle the demanding rigors of professional life. I also work with a lot of audiobook readers, voiceover artists, and other professionals who are wanting to improve their voice from an ease standpoint so they can sing or talk longer and also do it in a way that's more expressive, genuine, and authentic. Hope to see you next time.